Doctor, let's start with your reaction to this announcement from the Ford government today. A lot of people were expecting to hear this, but did it go far enough?
Well, I think on the bright side, the stay-at-home order just stays in place for 2 more weeks, means the inside spaces indoors continue to be restricted. That's the most important part. Obviously, we could all have done with an easing, outdoors a bit. What at least I hear, from the announcement is that the government is ready just to make this clear distinction. The Premier was actually talking about the first step of easing restrictions will just happen outdoors, and that will then be the exactly right step. What will be important is that we wait long enough before we start to ease restrictions indoors. This could backfire quite dramatically if we do that too early.
Right. And in terms of when those restrictions should be eased, Dr. David Williams was saying, he wants to see case counts below 1,000 before, making any sort of moves in that direction. Where do you think that bar should be?
Well, again, it depends on what we're talking about. Personally, and that's also the view of the table, the discussions we had on the table, I would believe that it would have been possible to ease, restrictions outdoors a bit. If it comes to indoors, it's very clear we need to come below 1,000 or 800. Why is this? Because we need to make sure that the testing and tracing system is not overwhelmed and that we then can keep things really well under control. It will always be right now a combination between vaccine rollout and restrictions here, and this will continue for quite some while like that. So we need to make sure that the system is not overwhelmed.
Right. And what does the Ford government need to do now to ensure that a fourth wave doesn't happen?
Well, I think there are various aspects which are important. So first, we need to make sure that we keep those regions in the province that had the highest risk historically in the past, protected as much as we can, meaning we need to continue to vaccinate there, and really overinvest vaccine doses into these neighborhoods. That's important for the next few weeks because you can't get everything just ready, within just a time frame of 2 weeks. The other part is that we probably will need to go back relatively soon with vaccines for second doses just in these neighborhoods because we have a lot of essential workers there that can't stay away, from work. That will be a challenge. Then, when we think about what else will be needed, we need to look very carefully at workplaces, meaning workplace safety will be important. And remember, we haven't discussed for a while, an efficient paid sick leave. If we had that, this would really help people to stay home when they need to stay home, and this will help us against just a next wave, a fourth wave. So it's a combination of all of that.